Coming up, we're going to be talking about Shōgun, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and much more. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. Let's start off talking about a brand new series which is going to be coming out in February of next year. So Shōgun will be on Hulu in the United States, Star Plus in Latin America, and on Disney Plus around the world. And the new trailer for this FX series, it looks fantastic. I can't wait to see this one. Set in Japan, and there's just lots of big epic battles, there's big fights. You've also got, with it being a series, they've kind of been able to obviously extend out the story a little bit to give us a lot more detail on the characters and stuff. This series is set in Japan in the 1600s, and it looks pretty cool because basically a English ship turns up and kind of sets everything off because there's some war going on between different councils, and it's going to be I think it's just going to be a fantastic series. And book's been out for a long time. I've never read it, never seen anything about it, so I'm going to be coming into this completely blind. But this trailer definitely just said to me, this is a high quality FX series. It's taken a while to get to us, but yeah, this one for me is instantly kind of just as one of the top shows of next year that I want to watch. This trailer just definitely just blew me away. Really looking forward to it. But are you looking forward to watching Shōgun? Let me know in the comments below. Disney's also confirmed that the second season of the comedy series Life in Beth is going to be arriving on Hulu in the United States on February the 16th. This series has also been released as a Star original on Star Plus in Latin America and on Disney Plus around the world. No word yet on if it's going to have the same date release for everywhere. Hopefully it will do. These are kind of always a little bit iffy with these kind of things. In the second season, as Beth and John's relationship grows more and more serious, Beth begins to examine the possibilities of marriage and having a family as she and John seek answers for their communication problems. Is Beth's traumatic history with men and people also trusted from her youth destined to repeat itself, and what is triggering her fears? Beth does her best to keep relationships alive while struggling to support friends and family who are all facing their own problems while entering their fourth decade. I'll be honest, I didn't really bother checking out the first season, which you can see now on Hulu and on Disney Plus around the world. Just something about this one just didn't really jump out to me as something I really wanted to watch. So yeah, so if you enjoyed the series, let me know. I'd love to know if is it worth checking out. Like I said, it was just one that I kind of skipped over, but it's great to see there's more of this kind of content arriving on Disney Plus and Hulu. But let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Shifting gears entirely, we got a brand new teaser trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So this one is going to be coming out in cinemas on Memorial Day on the 24th of May 2024. Wow, this trailer just looks fantastic. That opening shot with the eagle just going over what was like an abandoned city and then just arriving on his arm. It's just setting up that feel of it being the Planet of the Apes, where the apes are in charge. It's sort of set in the future. Now this is set way after the events of like War of the Planet of the Apes and the recent trilogy. And so it's a kind of continuation, but it's kind of like in some ways just set way later. They've obviously got this big battle going on between different clans of apes. You've also got this young ape who's kind of learning all about maybe history and about humans. And yeah, I've always enjoyed the Planet of the Apes franchise. I was watching it ever since I was a kid. I have enjoyed the new versions, and this movie, it just looks really, really, really good. I'm surprised they put out this trailer so early because, you know, it's a good 6-7 months away. But maybe Disney wanted to put out kind of a strong movie that they have still got stuff coming out next year because they've delayed so much. And this one looks just fantastic. The technology and stuff just looks amazing in this one. It just looks so much more realistic as time's going on. When I think back to the 60s when they just, you know, you have masks and stuff on. It just looks fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to it. And with regards to the previous movies and series, most of them are on Disney Plus here in the UK and in other countries. In the US, it looks like they're scattered all over the place. They're not all in one place like on Hulu. So hopefully they get that sorted pretty soon. But yeah, looking forward to this one. But let us know, you're excited about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Let us know in the comments below. With it being Friday, let's talk about what's new on at Disney Plus today. So there's a couple of big new releases. So you've got a brand new episode of Goosebumps. So I'm checking that one out over the weekend. I'm really enjoying this series a lot more than I was expecting. A little bit darker, a little bit more just gritty, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's a good show, but it's not something I tend to watch first thing on a Friday morning because there's another show that I like to watch on a Friday morning, and that is Loki. So there might be some spoilers in here. But this was a really good episode of just character development for Loki, getting him kind of ready to whatever's going on in this next episode, when they're going to try and fix whatever's going on and try and, we don't really know how this is all going to work. Lots of time travel in here, him jumping around trying to find his friends, bringing them all together and kind of getting control of the fact of how he does his sort of jumping through time and stuff. Some really cool effects in here as well. Loved all that, and just the idea that all the variants have kind of went back to where they were from, all seeming a little bit lonely and not quite, really being quite happy with where they are. Loki as well, having just a great development and just like not wanting to be on his own. This was good. Kind of in some ways a little bit anticlimax from last week, where we did like what had happened, and obviously everyone had just kind of plopped back. But then as we saw, those worlds are all disappearing as well. So yeah, they kind of need to fix something. Very interesting as well. He's going about like wanting to be with his friends and saving everybody. But yeah, he's never really kind of tried to bother getting back to Thor or to his mum or anything like that. It's kind of a bit weird with all of this. But just a really, really solid episode. We got the finale next week. Can't wait for it. Loki's been really, really good. Loving the series so far. Loved also the fact that one of the guys was an escapee from Alcatraz. That was not on something I was expecting. Loved Obi in this one. He's fantastic. Loved it. Again, just a really, really good. I would say it was a filler episode, but it's kind of just getting everything kind of ready, really, for that big finale and stuff. But yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for next week. Also today, there was a new film that was added to Disney Plus. We got Quiz Lady. So this one is on Hulu in the United States, Star Plus in Latin America, and on Disney Plus around the world. So this one is a comedy with Awkwafina and Sandra Oh, a pair of sisters, and they have their dog kidnapped because the mum escapes from a nursing home and heads off to Macau, and all the gambling debts have caught up with her after Awkwafina's character goes viral for answering questions about a quiz show, because she kind of gets connected to this quiz show because like when her parents are fighting and stuff, that's what she started watching. So she's got like this great brain of just knowing stuff. So in order to get the money to get the dog back, they go and try and get on the show. And that's pretty much it. You pretty much can know what's going to be going. Nothing amazing goes on here. It's a solid, easygoing film. It is not going to win any awards. It is fine to watch once. I'm probably never going to go back and watch it again. But if you haven't got anything to watch this weekend, add it to your list, because it is a really easygoing, like nice, solid film. It's like kind of a little bit of a throwback to the 90s. It was kind of fun seeing Sandra Oh playing a very different character compared to what she's played in like Killing Eve and Grey's Anatomy. So I thought that was good. Awkwafina kind of playing a very serious role. It was nice. It was a nice, easygoing, that straight to streaming kind of movie. If this had gone to the cinema, it wouldn't have done amazing. It probably would have done all right maybe 10 years ago, but nowadays people just wouldn't have gone and seen this. It's a fun, easygoing movie. It's nothing amazing, but it doesn't really kind of claim to be anything like that. It's only like just over 90 minutes long. I enjoyed it. Had some good moments in there, some good fun stuff. Will Ferrell's in here as well. It's a good, solid movie. I'd give it like 3.5 out of 5. It's solid. It's not the best movie of all time, but I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I did watch it. So check it out this weekend. Also, we've obviously got the Marvels coming out next week in cinema. There was some new Marvel Legends added as well to kind of get you primed up on Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and WandaVision and stuff. If you haven't watched those series, I just want a quick recap and stuff, but that's there for you as well. Okay, with that, let's now jump into our comment of the day. So our comment comes in regards to yesterday's news about Disney purchasing Hulu, which comes from JMFR, who says, if they decide to ditch Star and bring Hulu, would they have to change the name of channels in Latin America from Star to Hulu? Some Fox channels in Europe are still called Fox. For example, in Portugal, they need to change, and they're planning to change it to the Star channel, Star Comedy, Star Movie, etc. Are they going to change it again to Hulu? If they sell the Hulu brand, I honestly also hate the Star brand. So this is a very kind of weird situation, because obviously, as you said, they are just rebranding some of these channels. Like I know in the Netherlands they're doing it. They just changed some of the Fox channels to Star, and in Latin America as well, they've got all these different channels. So if they sell off the Star India brand, will that have an impact internationally? It might not necessarily mean anything. They might carry on as they did, but there might also be a case of maybe they've got 2 to 3 years to get rid of the branding. You look at like we're saying there with the Fox brand. you know, they've had to kind of get away from that branding, but they've been taking their time. They're not rushing to do all of it as fast as they possibly can, and they're just kind of wrapping it up. So if they were to have to like rebrand some of those Star channels, it might take a couple of years. And the question is, would those channels still exist in a few years with the rate that Disney are closing down its channel? So there is issues there. Like I've said, I have a theory that, you know, if Disney was to sell off Star India and then they've obviously get full control over Hulu, whether or not they rebrand that Star Hub on Disney Plus around the world to Hulu. In Latin America, I could see, you know, Disney Plus finally coming together, and then they have like the ESPN as an add-on. I don't necessarily think they would rebrand Star Plus to Hulu. I don't think they'd need to do that. But it's very, very much all just theory at the minute. Lots of different options. I wouldn't necessarily say anything with that is regards to safe. The Star brand is, like I said, it's pretty generic. It doesn't really mean anything. What would be really funny is if Disney did get rid of the Star brand in Latin America, you had Lionsgate and Disney fighting in court and having all these issues over that Star brand, and within like 5 years, both of them have completely abandoned that brand completely. It's just strange. Like I said, it's a bit of an odd one. I mean, here, I personally think here in the UK, we don't even really need that Hulu hub. You could just have 20th Century, FX, ABC, and you wouldn't even need to use the Hulu branding. And you could get rid of that Star branding as well. That's kind of, in some way for us, I think the easiest way for them to do it, and not even use the Hulu brand internationally. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how all this comes together. Hopefully next week we do find out a little bit more of what their plans are at the quarterly financial results. But let us know your theories on all this. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Remember to go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.